What's up? Welcome. Right, first of all, I did a video earlier and I was really downbeat. I was downcast. I had a really gloomy feeling about today. Partly because Liverpool came out of the beat Bournemouth away, and I don't think, expecting it. But then I don't think I was expecting what happened later. And so let me see if I'm going to adjust the lights. These are horrible lights. Is that better? Not much. But what can we say? It has been a fabulous performance. 5-1 battering of current champions, Manchester City. So much to talk about. I'm thrilled that you're here with me. It'd be pointless to do it otherwise. But let's get to some of these. First of all, Jordan LFC with staying humble. Yep. Jordan LFC, are you well? Asks Rosie. Fandabi Rosie is here, as is Zanzi. Miles Lewis Skilly. This is going to be a theme, isn't it? Might as well get out of the way. Should we just get out of the way? Remember to stay humble. Stay humble, yeah? Stay humble. On that, he didn't stay humble. I've got a clip of him goading the Arsenal fans at the end when everyone thought he was just applauding. He wasn't. He's a I shall save my language for later. But make sure you're smashing the like button and subbing as you come in. Of course, this show is going to be all about this one game, I think. But we do still have the small case of the closing transfer window, which I likened to the window on a submarine, because I don't think it needs closing. I don't think it was ever even open a crack, but in the exaltation of a 5-1 victory, perhaps it won't matter so much. Are we still in need of a striker? Not a trick question. Yes, we are. And plenty of reasons to think that Kai Havertz might not be the prolific striker we want up front. Although he took his goal brilliantly, I'm sure we're going to talk about it. Now, Nick Coase, rarely ever is a goal celebration the moment of a match. It was. Well, I assume we're talking about Miles Lewis Skelly. I really like the title I did for this live stream, which is Hail End of an Era. I could have probably done better, actually. All hail end of an era. But Manchester City, you know what? Like, if you looked at it objectively, if you were going to do something stupid like that, then ultimately, you know, you could have seen this coming. They weren't incredible. They weren't particularly impressive against Club Brugge. They beat Chelsea, fair enough. So the Chelsea Club Brugge victories gave them some hope. And they're desperate. They're desperate to come on again. They've made £150 million worth of signings. I think it's not fair to judge Marmoush yet. He had a fantastic opening game against Chelsea. And then today was anonymous. They all were, though. And you have to think their problems in midfield were exposed today. Even Rangers won today. Yes, United are bastards. I'm guessing that didn't do your accumulator any good. It was a real surprise for me. I thought of the disappointment for me that Brentford succumbed to Tottenham. Didn't need to be that way. Not on a day like this. But Tottenham climbed to 27 points. Probably out of trouble now, I would imagine. And of course we won. Wasn't it 4-0 or something? I have no idea who you Hell, the Hell Enders. You know, when Ethan Nwaneri came on and did what he did, can you imagine a better way of rounding out the game? I mean, that just was, 5-1 was the nail in the coffin. 5-1 was the humbling. Thomas Partey, absolutely beautiful. What a beautiful man. And I've always said so. I've never, ever had a problem with him. But really, the goal for me, to make it 3-1, Miles Lewis Skelly, the only thing I was thinking was, shouldn't we play Calafiori knows how to party? Because he has scored against City, and he did just score away in Europe as well. So I kind of felt like, look, it probably is. It's perhaps too big a game for Miles Lewis-Skelly. What do I know? He absolutely rose to the occasion. And speaking afterwards, Jamie Carragher talked about him, saying that, he has the aura of a great player who just sort of, he has everything, doesn't he? Who was your man of the match? Were you worried as I was when we were 1-0 up and we just sat back and we gave them, it was a pretty close first half, but we seemed to give them much too much respect and too much of the game, and that was difficult. Oh, we have a love, Melina, way. Fantastic to have you here. Are you still in London? Are you celebrating? Just brilliant. I was thinking about you there. I'm assuming you were there. I think you said you were going to be there, but what a game. And then feckin' Palace, Rosie's bet that went awry, only team to pump it. Really? That was the only, I know you sent me it. I was looking at it. Grealish and Gundogan masterclass. You know what? The starting lineup, when I saw Akanji was fit, I was a little bit disappointed. At the moment, and look, the setup I don't think was terrible. Marmoush kind of playing behind Haaland was anonymous, not dreadful. Foden getting hooked. Savinho looked decent. Bernardo Silva, I grow less fond of him by the day. Let me get this up here in case you want to join me, Zanzi, Melina, and anyone else. You're all welcome, of course, on a day like today with your opinions. Share them. All are welcome. Party was my man of the match. Oh, that went too quick. Nick Coe's Party was man of the match. Do you know what? I'll give you that. He was just absolutely brilliant. Melina says, what a performance. It's on Facebook, though, so not everyone's going to see your comments in the comments section. You've got to go onto the YouTube. There he is. Please join me. Stand up, put your trousers on, put your hands together. Let out an audible sigh of relief that it's not just me on my own. Zanzi, the Zanzi Barbarian, formerly the Zanzi Barbarian, now, of course, along with a lot of other people, has completely reconfigured. Zanzi, how the dickens are you, old boy? Oh, this will never get boring. Party was man of much. Speak at once. I don't even know if you're joking anymore, Zanzi. Hi, Mel. Going incognito via Facebook or whatever it's called.
That's why it's not working.
It's because you hadn't your microphone on, you silly
Yeah,
Billy.
I know. I turned it off because I do. But anyway, what an absolute pile of shit it was today. Absolute crap. Disgraceful performance.
It's enough to make you want to stop watching football. If the champions of the Premier League can't even put together a decent performance, what sort of champions are they to be considered after all?
I'm not clear what Arteta's doing. I mean, he puts on these two young kids from Hell End.
Children. They're little more than children.
The first one, I think it must be a Haaland supporter because he did this celebration. And the one at the end, Ranieri, tried to put a cross in miles from anywhere, and it goes to the back of the net.
Disgusted. And disgusted from Enfield.
We should have had 7 or 8 goals.
I know, and we will get right into it. Mitch, oi, fellow Gooners. Good to see you, Mitch. Have you been celebrating? Huh?
Sorry, I thought you were going to say then.
I have a cold. I have quite the cold. And I'm on the Lemsip as well. So we're officially, unofficially unsponsored by Lemsip. Other drinks are available. Although Lemsip obviously is the one that everyone goes for.
On a serious side, cracking performance. I thought Party was probably man of the match. Rice was very close to that because they both played really well in midfield. And the two kids from Hell End, fuck me, right?
Unbelievable. Well, I looked at what I said, Hell End of an era, because they kept talking about. I love the fact that most of the post-match commentary team conversation was about whether Haaland had played well or not. And I just think, no, ultimately, no, he hadn't, because he touched the ball like 5 times. Ethernet, after your stunning performance in the comment section last Thursday, I can only imagine this will be another cracker. That was coming since the 4-1 at the Etihad when Haaland let his hair down and scored and basically won the league. Yeah, that was an odious moment. Like him Timoteing his way around the pitch. Yuck, 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 yuck. So, yeah, it was coming. But he's a bit of a shit, isn't he? I think we know that now, don't we? Miles, Lewis, Skelly, man of match. Lee, good to see you. Lee, more names than the phone book. It's the Arsenal Alliance and now the Cockney Gooner. I will just call you Lee if you don't mind, because I can't keep up with all the name changes, but it's bloody good to see you. I want to know more about what you thought. Did you predict it? Did you hear the fans singing, "We've got Super Mick Arteta in the stadium"?
I heard them singing, "We got Super Mel in the stadium."
That would make more sense, to be honest with you. What a win, what a performance today. I want to address that, actually, because some aspects of the performance in the first half, I felt like it was the worst side of what we do when we got the goal up, and I think we were just going to try and defend it out, and I really don't see the value in that. The best thing that could have happened to that second half is Haaland's goal, because, 29 seconds later, so joyous watching the typical City live stream where he was going on about Gabriel. He was going, "Look, that's how you celebrate. Go over to the fans." Gabriel, calling Gabriel a shithouse and having his opinions on the fact that we're too emotional to win the league. Listen, this result in of itself doesn't really make that much difference. It's a huge result, though, if you just like watching football. And I do, and I'm sure you do as well. So Lewis Skelly, man of the match, he put Haaland in his... do you know what? Like, what joy. I don't think there's anything quite as joyous as one of your own coming through and being that good. And it doesn't happen to many teams, and it doesn't happen all that often. Miles Lewis Skelly, who has been one of my favourites, for so long now, seeing him not only get a chance... I just got, for me, he's got to be man of the match just for the romance of it, just for the balls to sit there and do the Haaland celebration.
I know, that was awesome.
I
was laughing my head off.
That's the biggest middle finger you can do, isn't it? Isn't that kind of like, isn't that the best way? You just go, yeah. And then, well, I'm sure we'll talk about it throughout the stream. But people saying, "Oh, we're too emotional. We took it, it was too vengeful." And I don't think there's anything wrong with that at all. Gabriel goading, opening the scoring. We are going to talk about Havertz. Let's be honest. We are going to talk about Havertz as well. Absolutely buzzing is I think that's a fair description of all of us. Absolutely buzzing. Turned me around today. Brilliant result. Good to see the grumpy bastards turn their frowns upside down. Do you know, Zanzi? I think she might mean us.
Well, that's a bit rich coming from a northern, isn't it?
I think she's beyond northern. I think she's actually a jock.
Oh, blimey.
Well, thanks. I didn't want the game to end. Thought we could have scored more on them. Yeah. I had to sit, to be honest with you, there was a solemnness about our house yesterday watching the Brighton game. I obviously, felt awful for everybody, that I've married into. Just 7-0 defeat, but I would have loved it. How cool would it have been if we put 7 past them? I don't see them getting past Real Madrid, put it that way.
No.
So all of these linkages and admin type things that, Rosie is a moderator general and the best in the business. Jordan, are you well, young man? Young man. The celebration swung it. The celebration swung it. The goal itself, though, like, and there was the other moment where he picks up the ball and he just runs well with it. We really missed that. He's so confident. It is ridiculous. And at the start of the game, I did think, well, maybe this was set up for Calafiori, because after all, he knows how to party. But you know what? I was wrong. Arteta was right.
At half time, I was more than a little bit worried, though.
Oh man, I was totally, I was convinced that they were going to win it 2-1. I really thought we took, like, at half time 1-0 up. I thought this is just what happens. We are just a little too cautious. Can I just say, interrupt my stream of thought to say, when I told my missus that you were at the game, she asked, will she have her voice? Will she have a voice? And I was like, I hope not. I hope she's absolutely, these are the sort of games you can't possibly have a voice at the end of, or you're not enjoying it properly.
I'm waiting to hear Mel come on later saying, "Hello, how are you?"
Hello. Oh, those skeletons. Young man. Right, so Jose, how are you doing? About to watch a match, been working all day. Brilliant to see you, sir. About to watch the match? You haven't seen it? Oh shit, no spoilers.
Yeah.
I feel like we've totally ruined it for you, but listen, you know, and how much you love the team, you're gonna absolutely love it. You're gonna
Jose, don't scroll up. Don't scroll up.
Love. It's like that Likely Lads episode where they're trying not to see the result. Have you ever done that?
Yes.
I've done that, and my mate popped his head round the door and said, "Oh, it was. I waited to see it on Match of the Day," and he popped his head round the door. He goes, "Oh, is this the 5-1 Arsenal game?" And I was just like, "What kind of a dickhead does that? What? Why would you say the score?" He goes, "Oh, I would have thought you'd, you know, that old chestnut." Sorry, Ethan. I was so excited. Ethan Wanieri seems to have already developed a signature move. Mate, what kind of? You've absolutely nailed it again. By the way, Robin-esque is exactly what I was just thinking. A signature move is to score ridiculously good goals. Even if these are the only two players we get at Hale End, and of course, Aidan Heaven has now signed for Manchester United, probably for a stupid amount of money. But, you know, the two that have come through that are playing with their hearts on their sleeves, just absolutely brilliant. Also, Saka-esque. Yeah, very, very, very true. We've seen Saka do it. What's interesting is that I suppose it's the time he comes on. When he comes on, the heart is completely ripped out of Manchester City. It was tough watching John Stones do the post-match interview. I really like him, and he was so honest and upfront, and he was just like, this is not really good enough at all. Jose, really pleased you listened to the audio earlier, because like that would have broken my heart if I'd spoiled it for you. But have it on in the background, listen to us. It is just, listen, I did a video earlier, I allude to it, I'll talk about it again. I just had this really negative feeling. I was like, today could be the day. You know, I'm sick of everyone saying the title's done, but even I would have said, not that I think it's necessarily firmly in our grasp at this point, but Liverpool do still have to go. And again, you know, I say this having just watched City, but Liverpool do still have to go to the Etihad. They have a number of difficult fixtures, not least of which is an away day at Everton. And we still go there. So perhaps if we win, you know, you're looking at 3 points of difference. It's not out of the realms of possibility at this point, but you have to figure that the way they're playing at the moment, they are essentially 9 points clear. And it might be impossible to overhaul that. So certainly would have been if we'd lost today, because I think you can't be pulling back 12 points if they win their game in hand. Commiserations. I can only imagine that's because you had to work. Nick Coase, why would Michael Oliver I love it. Who would Michael Oliver have sent off today? Trossard. But hopefully, can we have a conversation about Bernardo Silva? He's a little shit.
Oh, what? When he kicked Trossard on the floor?
Didn't even get yellow.
Well, yeah, but it's the fact that, well, I know, was it VAR say they can't interfere with yellows?
Yeah, but I mean, like, why wasn't a referee able to interfere with yellows? That's what I want to know. Like,
Yeah.
he's kicking him on the floor. I mean, what's the ref watching at that point?
But that being said, when Rice got sent off at Brighton, if you heard VAR then, they're saying, oh, yeah, he kicked the ball. That's a definite yellow.
Well, I guess, well, listen, I think we all share the same opinion about VAR, don't we? It's a total shit show. But today, only Arsenal players yellow carded. There's Odegaard and Timber. And I don't remember what. I do remember Odegaard. It was an absolute joke, that one. But yeah, Bernardo Silva, I don't know, because he was awful today. I felt for Akanji thrown in. Ortega, of course, in for Edison. Don't really like him, though. But Bernardo Silva, shit show.
What one City player did get booked, though, late on?
No, he didn't. There were no bookings for City players. Oh, maybe a sub. Sorry, I'm totally not. I'm discounting. No City players. No City players were carded.
I thought he booked one in the second half.
No, it didn't. There were 2 yellow cards in the game. One went to Timber, one went to Odegaard. Can't book City players.
No. I was actually surprised he was refereeing it actually, because he's a Liverpool fan, isn't he?
It is a ridiculous choice. I don't know what else to say about the state of our PGMOL. I mean, if it can be fucked up, they will fuck it up. On balance, I didn't think he had a terrible game, but I don't think there were any key decisions that he could have screwed up, really. So, yeah, I'll give him a pass. Did they turn your frowns upside down? I think. Listen, I'm going to come out and say it. I don't know if Luke is going to join us later, but I bet he's chuffed with this as well. We all are. We're all chuffed. Even Lee Gunner is probably, no, maybe not him, but everybody else that's minded to enjoy a game of football will enjoy. Yeah, maybe it doesn't suit your agenda that we need. Oh, look, listen, first and foremost, it hasn't changed, I'm sure, anyone's opinion that we definitely, and I want to be absolutely emphatic about this in case there's any doubt at all, we definitely, without any hesitation, I'm happy to say that we definitely need a striker. All right?
Are you sure?
Yes, I have never been more sure of anything in my life. I saw Kai Havertz for the first goal. Fine. Brilliant. It's not the wrong decision if you pass it and Odegaard puts it in. But obviously the percentage players have a shot, right? You're there to have a shot. He clearly didn't want to. But his miss was just inexcusable. Not because it wasn't a goal, but because he didn't hit the bloody target. So, you know what? Like, please go and get someone. Matthias Tell is still doable. That would be nice in the sense that I think he's a prospect. I don't think he's ready.
But it's just someone we can put in front.
It just at this point,
it's a body.
Someone's got to have a shot. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can't be nearer than the penalty spot in front of. You can't just miss. You just can't miss the way he missed and then score the way he scored. And it was so brilliant the way he scored. I mean, the confidence is everything. The post-match interview with Odegaard and Kai Havertz was beautiful. There's obviously so much love for Kai Havertz. And he plays really well. And I love him. I don't want him to go anywhere. But Jesus, like, I'm scoring that. I had to put up with my father-in-law sending me a WhatsApp message to the game going, I score that. Not to be negative, but if Partey didn't score about 4 seconds after the equaliser, it could have been a very different game. 100% agree with you. And I honestly thought at that point it was much, much more likely that we were going to see them win it than us. But we did get, I mean, Partey's goal, listening to City fans since, it's a wicked. This only happens with City fans, by the way. If there are City fans out there watching this, get in touch because we need to have a conversation. I'd love to have you on. Look, when we scored the equaliser in the Community Shield, it was a wicked deflection. When we scored against them to take 3 points off them in the corresponding fixture last season at home, it was a deflection. They do count, you know. Like, you hit the ball, like you would think that City's goals are all perfect top corner. They're not. You know, the one that John Stones scored against us in the 1,000th minute, that was a bobbly shot. You know, like, they just get so pissed off because, well, that was a deflection. All right, we'll chalk it off. We'll start again. You know, like, it's a deflection. You're allowed to score off of. Here's the thing. They're not being deflected off our players. They're being deflected off your players. Maybe if they didn't just turn. Anyway, the goal itself by Partey is just encapsulates what a season he's having. Probably a Granit Xhaka-esque season, you know, where like he has his best season just before he pisses off. But there has been talk about offering him a contract. I really, really hope they do. Thoughts, Zanzi?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, that goal, regardless of whether it's deflected or not, gave us the impetus to really have a go at them.
Yeah, I completely agree with Ethan there, though. Like, you could not say anyone who wants to tell me that they thought it might be 4 or 5-1 after the first half performance, that was out of nowhere. Miles Lewis-Skelly's third goal ends it as a competition because there isn't a fight in this City team to come back. But, you know, the icing on the cake, Havertz scoring the fourth, and then Nwaneri coming on and scoring what is now becoming his trademark cut in from the left. And also, does it make us think twice about whether Arteta should have thrown him in sooner? Because he's looked like he's ready every time he's played. There's no conviction, or you're talking about Havertz. I know it's so tough, isn't it? It's really, there is no conviction or confidence in his finishing whatsoever, except he did take his, and I think it was just one of those ones where the less time he has to think about it, that's the only chance we've got of seeing Kai Havertz score. I think that's his 9th goal in the Premier League. I don't think any of us think he's getting to 20. I can see us beating teams with goals from all over the place, but reality is, if he'd taken that shot, that 2-0, then it would have been a much more comfortable, you know. So the importance of having a striker up front who's prepared to take shots. First of all, his pass for the first goal, I think, speaks to what Jose's saying here, lack of conviction and confidence. But the miss itself, it's just appalling. And you just think that would have been weighing on him for the whole game. Big up Mel indeed. Always big up Mel. I'm good. Thank you, Jordan. Really good to see you. Do people still support City? No. Do you know when we travelled to Anfield, you know, Arteta got a lot of stick for putting out speakers blasting music to try and recreate the atmosphere.
The cop.
Yeah, for the cop. Yeah. I've heard that we play a lot of our practice matches in the weeks before going to the Etihad in a library, just to simulate the same atmosphere of like a couple of dozen bored tourists watching football for the first time. Sorry, hanging washing. You're hanging washing where? What? I love that I'm on the big telly. We're on the big screens, Andy.
Oh, that's it.
Not since you're an extra in EastEnders, eh?
Huh?
I know, right? Is this the only second league win in 6 or 7 years against City? We beat them.
Last season at home.
I can only think of one other. I know that we went 6 years and didn't get a single point off them. So probably is. I know we beat them last. Yes. Do you know what? I think because last year was the first time we'd beaten them in 8 years or something. So what a way to do it. What a way to do it. Do we think this is the end of a City era, or do you think they're coming back? There's just so much missing at the moment. I don't know if you can blame it all on injured players. I don't think that necessarily they've brought in, certainly in the transfer window, this transfer window, they have Simon Mouche. If he doesn't work out, they're looking a little. Savinho for me doesn't look that. Grealish and Gundogan on the bench, not even getting a chance.
They've got an aging squad, really, haven't they?
Yeah, more than that. They're mentally fatigued in a way that I totally understand, because look, they've worked so hard for so long, and I don't think there's anything wrong with this. And I think that where I get frustrated with their fans is when their fans start talking about it's an embarrassment, it's not good enough, and you think, yeah, look, shut up. Do you know what I mean? Like, no fans ever had so much to cheer about from their own team. So you can just take one season of. They're still top four, aren't they? They're still going to probably make champion. I mean, I think they'll get beaten by Real Madrid in the Champions League draw, but
the nice thing about that is they're having to play 2 extra games against Real Madrid.
I mean, it's crazy, isn't it? But then, you say that there's not really a lot else for them to play for. They can rest players around it. They should be getting players back. I think they just need a bad season under. I mean, I think it's just fair. I think that a bad season, everyone has one. Like, we've never won back-to-back leagues. I can't imagine how it must feel.
We did in the 30s.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I forgot that you remember the 30s. No, it must have been a lot of fun. But I 1989, 1990, 91, 92, double, 80, 97, 98 was followed by 3-4 fallow years. Like, it's just the Arsenal way, isn't it? I think Nick Coase has written, the shot Kai missed in the first half, he took too long, like he was overthinking it. Absolutely. And like, that's just, do you know what? I can totally, on an emotional level, I absolutely understand it. But when you need somebody to fucking end a game, make it 2-0, I don't think City struggle. I think City struggle at that point. We might have seen a 2-0 at that point and not had the excitement of the goals that we did see. But there's so much. Look, I can give Arteta a hard time when we try and see out a 1-0 victory all the time, because everyone's tired. But I think there's nothing as energy sapping. You see it in Tottenham, you see it in Manchester United, you see it in Man City now. There is nothing quite as energy sapping as losing. So you might as well put these guys through it for 90 minutes and get big results like this, because I'm ready to believe that none of these players are tired or are going to be tired for the Newcastle game. So the shot he missed, he took too long. He was overthinking it. He's not a natural striker, and we know that, and we need one. But how do we get one? I'm doing a transfer window. Lee / Cockney Gunner / Alliance Football Alliance / more names. I know
it's the old. Lemsip, mate.
You got to be careful with this shit, haven't you? Lemsip.
I'll fucking so slam.
Other brands are available, but they're shit. I only drink,
mate. No, give us a fucking Lemsip.
Yeah, the Adams Arms is serving Lemsip specials, Lemsip cocktails, cognac and Lemsip. If that doesn't do it,
I want a fucking umbrella in mine.
What did you call it? A what?
An umbrella.
Umbrella. I thought you'd named it a Bellerin. I was like, random, but I'll take it. So Ethernet, I don't think it's coincidence that Havertz missed the chance, but then went on to score a harder one. I think it's just, it played on his mind, and he just had to. I think for the second one, this is what Nick was saying. I think for the second one, he didn't have as long to think about it. He just put his left foot. What I found fascinating was the analysis of it, because if you cast your mind back to the goal, they're both running on goal, but he runs round the right-hand side, and you're thinking, well, surely there's more space down the middle. But in doing that, when he gets the ball, he's on his left foot. I don't know. Like, there's too much thinking going on, but listen, there was nothing more satisfying than him getting that goal, and just, it would have been the only doubt. I mean, listen, if we'd won 3-1 and no one else had scored, it wouldn't have been a problem. I don't think anyone would have been in on Kai Havertz, but there are going to be other games this season where Kai Havertz potentially costs us points. City era is coming to an end. I feel it. I really do. I think that for Pep Guardiola, there's so much work ahead. It is basically a new start, and I don't know. I mean, I'm so surprised that he allowed his. I mean, there's obviously more to it, but allowing your marriage of 30 years to come to an end because you've decided to extend at the Etihad, that's not right. That doesn't make any sense. It's just horrible to see that. I don't know if he's got it in him to do a full rebuild, and that's what they need. They need a full rebuild. When Rodri comes back, that isn't enough. They still need a supply line to Haaland. They'll lose Bernardo Silva. I don't think Savinho's a man. I think Marmoush is a good striker. He needs time to bed in. I don't know. I think, Jose, I agree with you. I think the era is coming to an end. And this idea that they'll be back, that, I'm hearing typical City saying it, other City fans saying, well, you watch, we'll be back next season. I'm not 100% convinced. And I don't think they are either, which is why they're saying it. Ethernet says, I think he only has confidence to take those chances once he has the cushion of all. Yeah, I think it's true as well. It's harder. But the chance he missed is just a shit chance to miss, because you can't really excuse it. You can't not hit the target. Fair enough, there was a defender in the way and he hits the defender. It's bad, but to miss the goal, not really good enough, is it? And such a weak shot as well. Miss Molina saying, good evening all, and she's doing it on YouTube. And that's much better. People will see you, but it's brilliant. Now, if you've clicked like, we have a double like. We do get a lot of down likes. I'm not taking it personally, but we have been getting I think it's people just think it's clickbait. Hopefully not this time. A washing load full of socks. Zach needs them for work this week. He makes puppets out of them, doesn't he? He's like, hello, boys and girls. Surely he just needs one pair of socks for the week. Isn't that your average young man?
I don't know. Isn't it one a night or something like that?
Oh, I'm just hearing that the tone has now officially been lowered to record levels. That is absolutely disgraceful. She'd be hanging them like that now.
Yeah. Don't shake him out. You know those little metal things that you get on the end of toothpaste tubes to roll them up to squeeze all the toothpaste off the socks.
Change the subject. What's wrong with you? I'm gonna have to mute you. You're disgusting. Oh, good. So let's get back to the football, Zanzi. Stop it. No more sock chat. Don't, Rosie. That's one to put in the notebook. No sock chat. You'll get us going again. I was confident we would win, but predicted a 2-1. I can't honestly remember. I think I said 2-1. I don't think I meant it. I wasn't at all convinced that I thought it'd be a draw. In fact, I haven't updated my Excel spreadsheet yet. I shall have a look at that in a moment. We've got some new people in. MLS became a god today. Do you know what? I think for me, yeah, I just fucking love him. He's one of our own, and he's got what could you not like about that kid? Absolutely.
In Swahili, a god is Mungo. So MLS, Mungo Lewis Skelly.
Yeah, and yet none of that is relevant or makes sense, which is fantastic. You're on fire. Good evening, all, says Social Joins. Hope everyone is smiling. Well, we are. We are. At least I think we are. I haven't done it. Are you smiling, Zanzi? It's hard to tell.
I'm always smiling, mate.
That's what's so creepy about it.
but as I say, let's get back to the football. First half, go 1-0 up.
I just want to say hi to Luca, though. I'm going to say hi because we've been joined by Luca and Social, and I said hi to Social. Luca, great to see you, sir. Go on, you can go now.
Yeah. But anyway, when we went 1-0 up in the first half, I thought, brilliant, great. Don't sit back on it. Yeah. And then Martinelli had the goal disallowed. I thought, oh crap, here we go.
And he was miles offside.
Yeah. And then Havertz missing like that. I thought, oh crap. And then we sat back even deeper and deeper and deeper. And then at half time, I thought, well, it's good that we've actually come in 1-0 up still.
Yeah.
And then in the second half, when long-haired, gangly twat scored, I thought, oh, crap. But it only lasted about a minute.
It was less than a minute. It was, I think it was clocked at 29 seconds. And it was just because, it's just a beautiful moment. Just a beautiful moment all around. I was expecting a draw, but the players decided to start shooting. And what do you know? They did. You know what? And it wasn't necessarily even the players. Thomas Partey. It wasn't I meant, obviously he's a player. I'm not trying to suggest he isn't. But I'm saying that he wasn't who you'd expect to put us back in front.
I thought you were going to say one of the spectators ran onto the pitch and shot.
That has happened. I can't remember the game that happened, but
I can remember someone running onto the pitch and taking a penalty.
It was a team that was fine. Oh, yeah, look. You lovely, lovely thing here. That I had predicted a draw against City. I had predicted a draw. Mind you, I predicted a draw for Bournemouth at Liverpool, so pissed. So
I predicted 3-1. I thought, well, if we score another one, I won't be too displeased.
You predicted 3-1 to Arsenal?
Yeah.
Did you, though?
Yes.
All right, okay, I believe you.
Absolutely, 100%.
Okay, well, that's emphatic enough for me. 100%. Can't argue that. I'm good, says Luca. Social joins, you good. Haaland, stay humble. I don't know. Well, listen, you know what? It's hard to stay humble when you're such a bell end, isn't it? Just dislike that guy quite a lot. Actually, it might as well see if I can't dig out the example of him being an even more scurrilous douchebag. Yes, and I think I can. So this was, do you know what? And maybe this annoys me so much because it's a fair assessment. It's like when Jamie Vardy points at his Premier League winners patch to the Tottenham fans. It's always joyous for me, but at the same time, when it happens to us, here he is. That's him coming off, clapping and pointing at them. Fucking douchebag. I've gone far too far up. Hang on, wait there. Talk amongst yourselves. There we go. Everyone wants to know if you're happy, Luca. I know you're happy. We know you're happy. You're a passionate Arsenal fan. We're all happy at the moment. Well done for the win. And Rangers also. Miles, Lewis, Deli. What are you doing? You're in the chat and on here. God, there's no getting away from you. You're chatting It's incredible.
Multitasking,
at its very best. Pepper's vowed to stay at City if they're relegated.
Oh, bless. Well, Haaland will have to.
I know, right? 9.5 years. That's pretty good going, isn't it? The money he's on to touch the ball 4 times a game. That's actually, how many times did he touch it in the end? Because there was the commentary team were delighted to keep going on about it. All they talked about at the end was him. And he there was 37 minutes in the first half where he hadn't touched the ball at all. In the end, Erling Haaland, who wasn't their weakest performer, had 9 touches of the ball. Mm-hmm. Which, when you think about it, I mean, he gets paid quite a lot of money to touch the ball 9 times, doesn't he?
Not mine.
Well, no. You pay more. City's going to need a total overhaul, 79 players out and that many in. Yeah, I agree with that. I think that's a fair assessment. I mean, we could probably go through it now. Looking at, and also there's players where you think they probably don't have to get rid of them, but they just seem hell bent on it. Obviously, it hasn't worked bringing Gundogan back, and Grealish is surplus to requirements. I mean, James McAtee and Kevin De Bruyne is the 2 substitutes in this game. Kuzanov, long-term. Victor Hayes, I think it's pronounced Hayes. Nico Riley and Rico Lewis, who I do really like him, but the team that went out tonight, John Stones, is he just past it now? I know he's not that old. mentally, just maybe it's fatigue. Maybe there's more to it. I don't know. Big Gabby is definitely Haaland's kryptonite. I love that. We need to win a league, though, because I don't want to pour piss on the day, but when we talk about the rivalry with Man City, I'm sad to say, but it is true. You do need to win some silverware for it to be a rivalry, because it's not at the moment. We've definitely become their Achilles heel in the last couple of seasons, and I think they have felt us gaining on them. But if we don't win the league this year and they come back strong, which I don't think they will, but for it to be a lasting memory of a rivalry, I think we do need to win the league this season. And we still can. We still can.
Well, we've taken 8 points off them in the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, we have. Yeah. And to be fair, like, it really should have been 10, because that game at the Etihad was, that was a farce. I mean, maybe it will be the last time Michael Oliver referees on one of our matches, so I could take that. I knew we win. Ich knew we win. That seems almost Scandinavian. Love it. But I think you mean I knew we would win. And I didn't. You're all miles ahead of me. He needs at least 3 or 4 pairs a day. I did warn you to, you can't. I'm not saying that Zanzi and I are juvenile, but I think it goes without saying, doesn't it? Like, if he's needing socks because he's outside building, if that's where he's comfortable.
Rosie, he actually needs bromine in his tea.
Is that, that's why cornflakes was invented, don't you?
Was it?
Yeah, the Kellogg brothers. He was an anti-honorist, and he felt like a diet of cornflakes in the morning, because it was bland, would dull a man's libido. I don't think there's a scientific basis behind it. It certainly doesn't seem to have worked.
I'll have to say hello, Jordan, because he's said hello to me twice now. But I think I said hello to him earlier.
I think I'm not falling for this, man. Like, I keep cycling back. We'll just be here. I'll be like, I'm sure I'm on minute 13 watching the match.
Now, what was Luca talking about? Rose's son. There's a great performance, or
it can't all be.
Another thing Rosie could do is put itching powder in his
Will you stop it? Rosie, you've started him off again. I can't stop him when he gets like this. It's too much. Hello, Jordan.
Someone needs to stop Rosie's son.
Party needs to sign an extension. I could not agree more. Absolutely. Look at this. Party like Vieira. He's just smiling. He's on it. He's just really this is what I always wanted him to be. And I think he was 2 years ago. I think he was a brilliant midfielder for us. Arguably our best now. I thought Declan Rice was relatively anonymous. Didn't he actually end up being the man of the match? Declan Rice, I think, or maybe even Kai Havertz was man of the match. No, they made Declan Rice man of the match. And I thought, fine, 2 assists, all good, and a pre-assist, all good. Love Declan Rice, but Thomas Partey, when he's not a right back, he is immense, isn't he?
Yeah.
City are not finished.
It was in the second half where he was facing our goal, and I think it must have been Timber or Saliba passed the ball to him in midfield, and just with the outside of his left foot, he flicked it round the player and went down and picked the ball up and goes charging up the pitch.
Yeah, he was immense. And in terms of I think he's one of the players that we get into this habit of the sort of horse-shaped passing, and he's the one that snaps us out of it most often. He's the player who's looking to get the ball forward. So, he plays too far back to get key passes in, but his general control of the game, ground duels. I think he won all his ground duels today. I really bloody love him. City are not finished. They are tonight. They're on the way home tonight. They feel pretty finished. We win still, Dan. We win still, Dan. We will win. We did win. We still win. We can win. I don't know what that means, but I agree with you.
I think Jordan's talking about the league.
Yeah, I think we can.
Well, on paper we can.
No, you can't play on.
Like you don't play on paper, do you?
No, there you go. That's the one. Fucking funny. Right. So, this is the latest end of year table predictions. Arsenal to finish on 86 points. Liverpool to finish on 86 points. I have to say, Liverpool have overperformed this week. This week, and I had predicted Liverpool to draw and Arsenal to draw. So both getting an extra 2 points means that we're in the same position. But genuinely, it's really hard to see Liverpool dropping lots of points, isn't it? I mean, looking at their fixtures still to come, Liverpool now, their next game is away to Bournemouth. They've got a bit of a break, but now they've got the FA Cup, haven't they? So it's not that much of a break. And the FA Cup, League Cup. Then they play Wolves at home. I fear for Wolves in that game, although I really enjoyed watching Wolves beat. There's two things about that. It was for me yesterday. Felt like I was watching. I was doing scouting watching because I was watching Wolves play Aston Villa, and obviously wanted to see which of the forward players, Ollie Watkins goes off injured, and Cunha at the end is making gestures that he signed it, which of course at 10 o'clock, 10:15 they announced that he has now signed a contract extension. So we know we're not getting Mateus Cunha. Doesn't look like we're getting Ollie Watkins. Doesn't look like he's going to be fit for a couple of weeks. Tomorrow night is an early start in the transfer roundup. I'll start as close to 8:30 as I can, going all the way through.
But did you see that Villa have got Rashford? Possibly.
I didn't know it was confirmed, but there was so much speculation around it. I just assumed yes. So
I think he'd been to Villa and had his medical as well.
Yeah, he's completed the deal. It's a loan deal. Which is good. Actually, I don't want Marcus Rashford anywhere near us. No. But I bet he turns it on. I bet he, Unai Emery can get a tune out of him. I don't know. It's not a player I wanted, but like I said, yesterday's matches and the matches generally, the Nottingham Forest 7, Brighton Hove Albion. I saw Evan Ferguson come on for Brighton, largely anonymous. There's a couple of players I'm surprised that we're not more interested in. So one of them being Brentford, because I wanted Brentford to beat Tottenham today. But here's a player we're never linked with. I might start the rumour before tomorrow, but Damsgaard. He's a player that I would really. I know people talk about Wissa and Mbeumo, but I think Damsgaard's a bloody good player, and I don't know why he's never linked with us. He's a decent price. He's 24 years old. Yeah. Do you have any thoughts on Damsgaard? Anyone, Zanzi?
No. The only one I'm really surprised that we haven't had a look at and said, all right, well, if he doesn't want to go to Tottenham, we're getting him, and that's Mateus Tell.
No, I think we are. We've put another offer in for him, and I think he might actually come. Man United have taken themselves out of the running for it. That really doesn't leave. I mean, he definitely wants to leave. He's got to go somewhere. I think loan is what we're offering, and I think that works because the thing about Mateus Tell, I say this as a Bayern fan as well. He has said he wants to be a Bayern legend. He's gone there with that express idea, and I think he's ready to play his way back into the team. But with Harry Kane there at the moment, it's just not. Kingsley Coman playing really well. It's just not. It's not happening for him. So I think it would be a really interesting one for us. The stay humble patter will never die. Humble pie, humble patter. Like it's endless, and this is why. If you are a douchebag, you should keep your mouth shut. Erling, I know it's too late to give you that advice, but maybe for the future. Dan, may I join for deadline day transfer, bro? Yes, but I'm going to be very... I've got to make some rules in the pub. I love it when you all come on, but you do need a stable internet connection. That's just an absolute must.
And no talk about socks either.
Definitely no talk about socks, Andy.
Socks or jocks?
Socks or jocks, absolutely fine. We love those, but the socks, the sweaty socks, have got to go. You may come on, please sort out maybe an Ethernet connection. See what I've done there. Ethernet says on Instagram, MLS put a post up after the game with a keep it humble as a caption. Mate, why not? Like, why not?
He is becoming a really iconic player, isn't he?
Yeah. Yeah. Like, yes. I mean, do you remember when, I know he's not everyone's cup of tea, but Theo Walcott, when he was playing against Spurs and carried off on a stretcher.
Yeah.
That kind of moment, we want that as fans. That's what we live for. So, yes, Miss Molina's back home tomorrow morning. We will stay live until you join us. You are not getting away with not joining us. Where are you now? Have you had food? I want to know what you're doing in London, what you're up to. Did you go? I know you didn't go to Hackney. I know you're a little bit frightened of Hackney. That's the way, in it, like a bit scared, bruv. So I did get a comment, a really lovely comment from somebody saying, you seem like a really nice sort of person, and you didn't say blood or cuz or fam. So I've subscribed. I hate to say it, but I do occasionally use the blood, cuz, fam. Allow it. Right. Get yourself ready. Oi, put your trousers on. Stand to attention. Not in that way, Zanzi. I would like to welcome to the stage the one, the only. Nobody gets angry like Luca. Luca!
Yeah, bro.
How are we doing?
Very good. I have a message.
It's just really Luca because he's smiling.
We've seen him smile before.
Bro. Right? Alfie Haaland. I see your tweet on Twitter, bro.
Mate, Alfie Haaland, leave him. Just leave him. He ain't worth it, mate. He ain't worth it. He ain't worth
stay
it.
Humble, bro. Stay humble. 5-1. Absolutely cook them.
Do you know what? Like, if we get cooked 5-1, there's nothing you say. You just keep your mouth shut. Like, I saw him come out saying, "Oh, from the team that never wins anything." Well, we sometimes win things. We win matches.
Well, we do, yeah.
5-1.
But the performance for me, right, I think it was a brilliant performance. Absolutely brilliant performance. Because I said this in my post-reaction straight after the game. Like, I knew we were going to win the game. I said in my preview, 2-1 Arsenal. And of course, no one expected Arsenal to go and score 5. Like, I don't even know. Obviously, you will know more. Have we ever scored 5 at home against Man City? I know we scored away.
Yeah, of course we have, yeah. Well, not like Pep's Man City, but yeah, Man City mate,
that's the first time one of Pep's sides ever lost 5-1.
Yeah, our record against Man City under Peter Reid or Man City, like I can't even like they were poor. That's the thing. You know, like Everton if you meet a Scouser and you go red or blue and they go blue, you just have sympathy. You just kind of feel like, oh mate, you know, that's tough. When it used to be like Man United in the 90s and the noughties were just imperious. And at the same time, Man City were a bit of a joke club. They just never won anything. They were dreadful. You never lost to City. I don't remember losing to City. If you look at our record against City, even with 8 years of not getting a point off or 6 years of not getting a point off them, we're still miles ahead of them in terms of victories. So we have beaten City, but no, not a Pep Guardiola City, not even close. I think we were talking about this earlier. It was like, we've won twice against him as City manager in the league. And both of them were the home games this season and last season. And there were a massive difference between the two performances.
There we are. Man City, Arsenal, 2003, we beat them 5-1 at their place. Yeah. 2001, we beat them 4-0 at their place, 5-0 at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were dreadful. I mean, they were. If I go back to the 90s, I'm pretty sure Peter Reid team. I'm pretty sure we used to just, and we weren't amazing, by the way. This wasn't like, you know, in the days where we were like a good side. You would just always get points off City. It was never a thing. You just, like Everton used to be for us. It was only under that Sean Dyche spell that Man City are not rivals. They go play right excuse me, play rivalry Liverpool. I think, as harsh as it is to say it, I'm not trying to be right. By the way, can I just say, Wayne Corner, thank you for the like on Facebook. And Mitch, I forgot to thank you for it if you're still here. That's brilliant when you get on YouTube and like it. Just can't have too many likes, can you? Man of the match. Did you say you thought Miles Lewis-Skelly was man of the match?
I said in my post-match reaction today, I said Lewis-Skelly man of the match. But this kid coming through the under-21s.
Can you just do me a favour, Luca? Can you just go, this kid?
This kid! Lewis-Skelly, right? This kid, Lewis-Skelly, at 18 years of age.
Is he?
Absolutely.
I thought he's still 17.
No, he's 18. No, he is 18.
Is he?
Yeah, he's 18. Yeah.
When did he have his 18th birthday then?
Oh, I don't know. Were you not invited or something? Calm down.
I didn't send the card.
No, I
would have been a yellow card, wouldn't it?
Yeah. No, red one. Love from Oliver.
He pocketed, right, Phil Foden, right, today. And also, he was bombing forward non-stop. That for me, people talk about Thomas Partey probably was the favourite goal out of the whole five. But I think for me, Lewis-Skelly was my favourite goal. The way he put that in the corner of the post, past the man, that for me was my favourite goal.
Yeah. Well, it was my favourite goal because Miles. I mean, I think the best goal is Nwaneri.
Yeah, Nwaneri was good.
I think Nwaneri's goal is the best goal. But like for them, when it happened 5 minutes after Thomas Partey put us 2-1 ahead, and you're still a little bit worried, and then Miles Lewis-Skelly picks up the ball, goes, "I'm having this." And it was absolutely beautiful. It was an absolutely beautiful,
I was unexpected for him to score. And when the lineup came out, I was a bit annoyed why Ethan was not in the squad because of his performance on Wednesday. But however, I'm not going to complain because the performance was brilliant in general. The first half, there was one negative thing I said in my podcast is we needed to be clinical a little bit more. We were brilliant the whole game, but there was a little moment where we kind of switched off and allowed Man City to have the ball. And
I think there was a lot of the first half we sat back far too much. I mean, there was a period halfway through about halfway through the first half where I was like, this is not this. They shouldn't be getting this much of the ball at the moment. They are a dangerous team. What's that?
We dominated when we were 1-0 up. It's just we gave the ball to them.
There was a spell. There was a spell in the first half where they were actually pushing forward. I mean, they didn't convert it into really good chances, but to me it looked like they were going to come into it.
The commentator said, I think it was Peter Drury, I can't remember, or Neville, before Haaland scored the equaliser, he never touched the ball with his feet until the 4th minute.
Yeah, I mean, he was absolutely out of it. But then they were making a lot of that, like there was 37 minutes in the first half where he didn't touch the ball. They talk about that a lot. And I'm like, well, it's Erling Haaland, though. He doesn't have to. He's not that kind of player. He's literally just going to pop up and score. And then he bloody did. So, Miss Molina, stellar all-time performance from Partey, Rice, MLS and Ethan today.
Yeah,
I mean, Ethan.
I agree. I think.
How good is it to have two 18-year-old, 17 and 18-year-old in the first team, and they play like that against the champions, the reigning champions. I know that Man City are in all kinds of trouble, but they beat Chelsea. Every time it looks like, I mean, they've signed. I've been unequivocal about this. We need a striker. I'm not saying we don't. Tomorrow's transfer deadline day is going to be really tough. If we don't,
I can't see us getting a striker because who's going to be available now? Ollie Watkins.
Matthias Tell.
Matthias Tell, you reckon?
Yeah, that's
any chance of Victor Boniface?
Maybe, yeah. There is a chance of it. Fabrizio Romano said.
Lena, what's the sources? Tell us.
Yeah, get on here. Let us know.
I have to admit, in the first half, Raya made 2 brilliant saves.
Yeah, there was a save.
Mate, yes. Yeah.
The one from the corner where he puts it onto the crossbar.
That was sick. Because if the thing is, if it goes over the crossbar, better. But the fact that it just went up high enough and hit the crossbar and came back so Erling couldn't get to it, and then dived down to his right, which was not an easy save either. I thought,
deflected.
I thought Raya was just. I mean, and distribution was good. I mean, that's so interesting, Nick. Like, we got to your comment just as we were talking about it. Do we actually think we'll bring someone in? I want to cycle back to, obviously, we're going to do the whole show tomorrow, and we have just started talking about it. But Jose said MLS and Nwaneri look very similar to Saka's rise in a sense. Yes, they do. Yeah, they do. And I think if we manages it properly, I think give Arteta some credit for, I know he didn't bring Saka in, and I know it took him a little while to do it. And I've always had a bit of there's always been a bit of annoyance around bringing in the young players. He has got better at it, obviously. But wow, at the moment to those two players, they look. And the only other thing is, we probably could talk about this tomorrow as well. It does make you wonder why we wanted Calafiori so much. Because Miles Lewis-Skelly, maybe they didn't know he was going to be this good, but we don't need 5 left backs anymore, do we?
No, we don't need any left back. But the defence is sorted. We just mainly need to sort out the wingers and the attackers.
Yeah,
that's all we need to do.
Isn't that how? Listen to this one. Social Joins, brilliant comment, mate. That Oliver scrub tried to get MLS out of today's game. Nasty piece of work. It feels like it, doesn't it? Didn't work. It didn't work. Halen kids dunking on Haaland's head. I love it. I just love it. You know what? I really don't like. I never had an opinion on Erling Haaland until his stupid tweet today. But I really don't like. Sorry, what Alfie Haaland? I didn't have a problem with.
Did he not say something on Twitter? Something to do about Arsenal can win everything.
Yeah, he goes, from the team that wins everything, ha ha ha. It was like, oh, fuck off. Just keep
can I point out that we've won a shit more loads of trophies than City have ever done anyway.
Yeah, but I don't really get into that. I mean, I hate it when Arsenal fans try and toe to toe with City fans over who the biggest club is. It makes no difference to me. I'm an Arsenal fan. If we were shit, I'd still be an Arsenal fan. So I'm not an Arsenal fan because we're a big club. I don't care who thinks we're a big club either. I think that's the difference. Arsenal fans, we've been through this for many more years than City. You can't do so well over a short period of time or even a longer period of time that other fans respect you. Like Man United fans are always going to hate. It doesn't matter what you do. You grudging respect that Man City have had off everyone, and they want more. They want people to go, yeah, but Man City. And I've said it to City fans. I've said, yeah, your team is probably the best team that Premier League's ever produced. I don't particularly enjoy watching them, though. That's the reality of it. I'd rather watch Liverpool. And then they get really pissy. Oh, you're just jealous. And it's like, no, I'm trying to be honest, speak my truth. I like watching Liverpool under Klopp, and I do like watching them now. I hate watching them now because they're so successful. A game against Bournemouth does my fucking head in it. But I didn't actually. That's one I didn't see. So was it a dodgy penalty? Was Salah's?
It was a penalty. It was definitely 100% a penalty.
I don't want to hear that really, Luca. Can you do that again? But this time, just be outraged and just go, never a penalty.
Never a penalty.
I love it. So listen, Liverpool are looking odd. I mean, there's not that many games left for them to fuck up.
No, well, the only option there really is Everton away, because Liverpool still got to go to Villa. They've still got to go to the Etihad. Man City might not be great this season, but City on their day can do something at the Etihad. Chelsea,
yeah. You'd expect them to get draw.
Stamford Bridge, the Etihad, and Goodison Park.
You've got to go Chelsea away as well. Don't forget, and Brighton away. I'm not as confident about Brighton away. I mean, their remaining fixtures, it doesn't look great, does it? I mean, they've got Wolves at home. They've got Everton away. Then they've got Wolves at home, City away. Let's say they drew Everton away, beat Wolves, and say they take 5 points out of those games, and we can take 9, and it's 4 points the difference. Doesn't feel enough, does it?
No.
I mean, listen, but what can you do? You've got to enjoy nights like tonight, even if you don't win the league on them. And that's the worst thing about Man City fans trying to make us feel shit on a night like this because it doesn't mean anything. Fucking if Wolverhampton Wanderers had just beaten Man City 5-1, they'd be celebrating, they'd be happy. What would Man City fans be doing? Going, well, you haven't won the Premier League, fuck off. The atmosphere today was the best all season at home and better than Spurs and LFC at home. I want to know all about this. I can't wait to get you on him.
Were you at the game today then? You saw
No,
Mel?
well, Mel was, yeah.
Oh, did you go?
No, I haven't been to a game in ages, mate. I live miles away.
Oh,
Soon, hopefully. I'm dying to go again, But did Partey nail the pass that sprang Martinelli on Kai's goal? Didn't Partey nail the pass that sprang Martinelli on Kai's goal? I can't remember now.
Which goal? Which one was that?
Kai's goal.
Counter attack.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I think it's when Kovacic gave the ball away, right? Him or Foden, one of them gave the ball away, or Kovacic gave the ball away, and then of course we went on the break. Martinelli squared it. Partey nailed the pass. Martinelli played the through ball, right? A free opener to Kai Havertz, and Havertz put it in the net, something like that.
I'm just going to watch it now.
No, it was Partey got the ball, ripped it down the side for Martinelli. Martinelli goes running on. Kai Havertz runs around the outside of Martinelli. Martinelli passes it just as Kai's gone.
It is. I've just watched it. Yeah, Partey delivers the ball to Martinelli. Havertz runs round the right and shoots. I couldn't understand why he'd run right round him there. It felt to me like they were talking about it in the post-match. And they were saying it's because Henry was saying it's a good move because it puts it on his left foot. But yeah, it's a killer through ball from good spot, Nick. Killer through ball from Partey. It's a pre-assist. It's only a matter of time, by the way, before football we start talking about pre-assists or assists. Like in hockey, they do that, don't they? Yeah. They talk about if you pass to the person who passes to set up a goal, it's an assist. Rashford off to Villa now. Bless him. Does that mean that they might think they can do without Watkins?
No, Watkins. It's impossible to get Ollie Watkins now.
I don't know. I mean, if he's injured, he's going to be a dead cert to come to Arsenal, I think.
You really believe that the Cronkies are actually and Mikel Arteta are actually going to slap 80 million on deadline day? Because where's all the money going to come for the summer? How are we going to go and get Benjamin Sesko? How are we going to go and get Gyökeres and all the Isaks and that? If we're going to,
do you know what? I'll be the first to say I don't know what our bank balance is looking like, but I don't think I think when you start totting it up, it's quite conceivable to me that we have the money. Also, we have Nuno Tavares to sell. We make some decent. I mean, he's playing out of his skin at the moment, Lazio, and the guy. Lazio is claiming he's a 70 million player, so maybe we'll get 20, 30 million. I know he's playing absolutely brilliantly. So we might get sell on for that. Listen, I don't know. None of us know. Going on gut feel, if I'm being asked about my gut feel for tomorrow's deadline date, I don't.
I think for me, if we're going to sign someone, I think it'll just be a kid.
Well, Matthias Tell's a kid. That one has some cachet now because he's turned down Tottenham. So, I think Emery's football. There's something not right about Villa. I mean, it was the one they lost in the pre-season that was really surprising. The really good winger that I wanted, the versatile winger,
Diaby.
Yeah. So I don't know why he'd left, but he go off. And I think he just had enough. Rashford, Emery.
I think Rashford would be brilliant at Aston Villa with a manager like Unai Emery, right? That can get the best out of players. Okay, it didn't work out at Arsenal, but
I think there's a lot to say about Unai Emery getting the best out of players. I think every manager that's at that level gets the best out of some players, but there's other players he doesn't get the best out of. Jose's just seen Havertz's first miss. It's a bad one, isn't it? It is. It's much easier to watch that miss knowing that we've won 5-1
today, right? And if we would have won, I reckon he would have got a lot of stick today, Havertz.
I think he's still getting a lot of stick. Yeah. I think that I'm look, we might all disagree on this one, but I love him, and I think he's brilliant, and I think he does so much that's good. But he's not a striker, and he's never going to be. And I think the reason for that is he gets in his head too much.
Is he a Nunes of Liverpool though?
No, I don't think. I'm saying with the right player ahead of him, flicks and tricks and bringing other players into the game. When you play players around him, this is just my opinion. I'm not, I'm obviously not not tactically minded. I think if you play the right players around him, if you had a striker, if he had a Erling Haaland around him, I think he would be a really good sort of old-fashioned 10. And I think he does enough right in a game. He played the rest of the team love him. So just on that, when he scored, it was one of the happiest moments in the game. Miles Lewis-Skelly, for me, his goal is just sensational. It's sensational because what it means, because how much courage it takes to do it, how composed he is, and everything about it. But when Kai Havertz gets the fourth, you're like, that needed to happen. Because if it hadn't happened, the narrative, you can beat City 5-1 at home, and and I said it earlier, we need a strike.
I said in my match reaction, I said that was the only criticism I gave in the first half. Like, we should have scored all goals in the first half. Even the Martinelli goal was offside. And Kai Havertz missing that chance. I was thinking...
Martinelli's goal was really frustrating because he's got to be better at staying onside than that. That was terrible.
He's always offside.
He's not always offside. He lives on the edge, but he's not always offside. They broke his dad's leg because he couldn't keep his...
Oh, my God.
That's pretty bad. Roy Keane for me is an animal. The fact that he's so remorseless about it, the fact he talked about how he did it on purpose in his autobiography. I do have time for Roy Keane, but I think when you're that guy and you end someone's career, nah. I will email the thumbnail down. Do you know what? This brings me to a point, actually. I got comments. I got at least 2 comments on how good the thumbnail was for the City game. I think it's Melina. I think it's because everyone thinks you did it. I did that one, but yours are better. So please do send one. But yeah, I mean, the comments were like, who did it? Who commented? Was that you as well, Luca? Oh no, I think it was Lee. That's it, Lee and who's it? I have to look at it now. It's going to drive me mad otherwise. Yeah, I got 2 comments on the video I did earlier today on good thumbnail. I was like, you're so lovely. It's because I mentioned I'm shit at doing thumbnails. And then I suddenly thought, I wonder if they think it's because Mel did it. Like, I did it. It was me. There we go. Yeah. Great thumbnail. Jordan. Yes. So Jordan was one of them. And Cockney Gooner. I will still call Lee.
I went on the, is that Cockney Gooner? Is that the Arsenal Alliance?
Yeah. Formerly known as.
The other day. I was on his channel the other day.
I saw it. I watched it. I was enjoying it. Formerly known, formerly the Football Dad's Army, formerly Lee, formerly he's basically Puff Daddy, isn't he? He's got like more names than a phone book. Not even 18, and I love his arrogance. Who's not even 18?
I think all about Lewis-Skelly. I don't know.
He's 18. He's 18 now.
18, I swear he is.
Oh, yeah, he's definitely. Oh, all right. I'm convinced he is. You're convinced he is. But do you know what? Let's have a quick look in case. Because I've been wrong about stuff before. I know it's hard to imagine. But
Neil Harlan will know who he is. Facts.
I think his birthday, Miles Lewis-Skelly. When is his birthday? Yeah, he's 18. He was 18 in September. Yeah. So, yeah, he's getting on a bit now, to be honest with you. He'll have his first.
He's an old hand now, isn't
he? Yeah. So, who broke whose leg? Roy Keane broke Alfie Inge Haaland's leg in retaliation. I think when he was at City in retaliation for Haaland injuring Keane and standing over him and telling him to get up, which apparently is an offence you can have your career ended for. Disgusting, really. Allow it, lol. Allowing it. I'm loving it. Really want to try to get to Anfield away. Yes. Bless. Jay Bless. Big up. Love it. Good to see you. Great to see you, in fact. His father should know better than anyone what area club that wins things. That we are a club that yeah, he should do. Absolutely should do. Oh, look at this one. Oh, I'm glad you're here. And thanks for correcting it. Mr. Tom 28. I caught sight of, like, there were two big results yesterday, weren't there? Yes, there was a good result in the Premier League, 7-0, like Nottingham Forest absolutely annihilating, marmalising, I think is what my missus called it, because they were marmalised, which is, for me, the best way of putting it. But I noticed, with affectionately thinking of you, that Leeds were able to dispatch Cardiff 7-1 or 7-0, wasn't it? Top of the league, coming back. 7-0. What a... I've seen a few 7-0s, but not for a while. Great to see you, Mr. Tom. And well done yesterday. And surely you're coming up now, no? It's official. His official title, 7-0 Tom. Big Bumbleclot, 3 points. We there drinking rum, having fun, playing some music and jerking chicken. No. You'll start Zanzi off jerking. Oh, mate. Sounds like a good way to spend a Sunday, what's left of your Sunday, which is quite a bit compared to us. But Mr. Tom's absolutely shattered. Miles Lewis Skelly, you keep putting the same thing out. What are you doing?
I know. Why not?
I'm not multitasking anymore. That's just, you're just trying to get. Certain people are just repeating themselves. Should I be worried about you, Zanzi?
Only if I do it again.
You've done well, Alison. I'm not surprised. There are workhorses that are exhausted watching all the streams. MLS and Wanyeri are two players about to be starting 11 mainstays. Yeah, I mean, you cannot keep those two out of the team forever, can you? And it does make you wonder at the kind of players. I mean, where are we playing Wanyeri? Sorry, go on.
That's okay. I think you play Ethan on the right in Bukayo Saka's position.
No, I mean, like when Saka's back.
Maybe you play Ethan in the free, maybe in the middle.
The one thing that makes a bit of sense to me is that you would have Saka with Odegaard switch to the left 8 and Wanyeri as that 10, you know. But I don't know. I really don't know. We are embarrassed by how good. I mean, Arteta has spoken about how Miles is going to be playing in midfield because he's earned it. Now we're starting to look a little bit like, what the fuck did we buy Marino for and Calafiori? Like, okay.
Yeah, but Tina's going to be leaving, Sinchenko's going to be leaving, Kivior's going to be leaving. So, therefore, that's why we've bought Calafiori. So, otherwise, if them three go, then that means we're going to have to go and get a left back.
No, still got Timber, still got Tomiyasu. You didn't mention him.
Tomiyasu will probably leave as well.
Well, I can understand. So you're saying we're planning intelligently ahead?
Yes.
Oh, it's good management. That I think he's brilliant too.
Who's Tomiyasu?
Oh, it's just the player I made up. Made him up ages ago.
Remember when we were linked to that Ajax kid, Hato?
Yeah, we still are. No, he's still coming.
He might potentially. He's coming.
He's coming. Yeah, definitely. Like you can take that to the bank. He's definitely coming. Gerald Hato is definitely coming. Even they've talked about it even in Ajax. They just don't. There's no question he's coming. He's coming. Can I just also, before I forget again, this channel is officially 2 years old today.
Big up, man.
It's our second birthday.
Big up, man.
I couldn't think of better people to spend it with. We've got absolutely... Rosie will stop me before I have a Gwyneth moment. But you guys have made all of this possible. Thank you.
I've got ages until my birthday for my channel as well.
Your channels, how long's your channel been going? Because you're right up there, aren't you?
5 years on August the 4th.
Well done, man. Well done. Like I can, I know what it takes. It is a passion project, and I admire that. 5 years. I hope I will get to 5 years. I'm going to carry, even if it's just me and Zanzi here at the end. God, that's a bit bleak, isn't it?
Creaking away.
Oh, don't do that. 60 likes.
I remember.
We'll rename the channel Socks by then.
Yeah.
Ainsley Maitland-Niles could have been an elite star for us. He had just done what others were willing to do.
Maitland-Niles was, he had a bit of an attitude problem, because I remember we played Liverpool, we drew 3-3, right, against Salah on the 23rd of December 2017.
Yeah.
We drew 3-3, and Maitland-Niles, Arsene Wenger used him as a left back, and he pocketed Mohamed Salah in that game. And I think with Ainsley Maitland-Niles, obviously he wanted to play midfield. And I think we had a game against Watford one time, a few seasons back. And of course, he played one time in midfield. And I think we played them at the Emirates and we beat them 1-0. And Maitland-Niles got man of the match. That's he had a bit of an attitude problem, Maitland-Niles.
I think it's that's always been my impression. I think I'm being unfair, but for what it's worth, watching him develop, it was tough times. When he came through, we weren't playing well. We didn't have that cohesion. There was a little bit of a dressing room problem. We know that, and I think he felt like the right thing to do was to dig his heels in and say, "I want to play in midfield." Of course, when Saka comes through and is prepared to play anywhere he's asked to, that is, and actually, do you know what? I mean, saying it here, Jose's put, it's all about seizing your opportunities, and Miles Lewis-Skelly is doing just that. The really good players don't care where you play them; they just want to play. And I think Miles Lewis-Skelly's done that. I think Ethan Nwaneri looks like he's doing that because he's played in a few different positions. But there's textbook was Bukayo Saka, and I think the best example of someone who cost himself a career at Arsenal was Ainsley Maitland-Niles, and I don't know where he is at the moment because it didn't work out for him in France, did it? So I've lost track of where he is.
Lyon,
is he?
I'm not sure.
I'm just going. Yeah, he's at Olympique Lyonnais, so he's at Lyon. Yeah, and saying that, he is playing. So he's getting game time, but it's a bit of a fall off, isn't it? From what we thought he's capable of, and he had the world at his feet, and it didn't work out. And I think it's the best assessment I can offer because I'm not in the dressing room. I haven't had the conversations. I've seen him interviewed, and he seems like a really good guy, but I think he just wasn't prepared to do what was asked of him. And if your boss asks you to do something and you throw your toys out of the pram, don't be surprised if you get asked to leave. He was a great Emirates penalty taker. Miles Lewis-Skelly. Oh, sorry, Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Vaguely remember that. Oh, you do mean him. Can I compare MLS to Ashley Cole? Yes, you can. You can. And furthermore, Ashley Cole was just I remember being at Ashley Cole's debut, and not long after his debut, he took a free kick. I think it was against Man United that went in. And then we were like, who the hell is this? First of all, who takes... I mean, this is like in a team that's just before the Invincibles, taking free kicks off players like Bergkamp. You just think, all right. But the thing that I remember from a really good period for Arsenal in the 90s was we had left backs who scored goals, certainly at Chelsea. So Nigel Winterburn would score goals. We had Silvinho would score goals. We had Ashley Cole would score goals. We're starting to see that now because we've got Calafiori scored against Man City, and now Miles Lewis-Skelly scored against Man City. So left backs that score goals, I'm glad it's back because it's been a while. Let's be honest. City are what is known as new money. Arsenal are old money. That's why we've been relevant for 100 years. We are exceptional. If you ever want to get into it with one of these fans, just go, never relegated. Never been relegated. Shouldn't have been in the first division to start with, arguably. But when they decided to let us get into the first division instead of letting Tottenham stay there, we've never let them down in that decision, have we? Because we've stayed the whole time. We've been relevant. The Times made us the best team of the 20th century because we're consistently good. 30s, 50s, 70s, 80s, 90s. So yeah, we're a big club. But then, to be honest with you, what I think the only reason I'm glad we're a big club is great because I've seen so many trophies and I've enjoyed it and that. But right now, the reason I'm glad we're a big club is because look how you pull in fans from all over the place. Because if you're doing this as a Wolverhampton Wanderers fan, you don't have as many people to talk to. Most of the people that are fellow fans are from Wolverhampton or have lived in Wolverhampton. When you're talking about Arsenal fans, they could be from anywhere. Like it's something that's like a transmits out of N5 around the world and people fall in love with, whether it's the players we've had or the style of football we play or the fact that we've been relevant over such a long period of time. Any number of things I could love about that.
So talking about BX's thing there, Man City have only been relevant since 2003.
Yeah. Only came up in 99, didn't they? And that was thanks to an ex-Arsenal player. So take that.
They were never in the first Premier League season. They came up and then they went straight back down again.
Mm.
And then they came up, I think, and then they went back down again. And then from
you went down again.
Yeah, then 2003, they've been permanent.
Yeah. But I mean, like, you know, it was a bit like Chelsea. People nowadays, you know, we're older, so we remember when Chelsea weren't relevant at all. They weren't part of. They were effectively like Crystal Palace. You know, like they'll get a result against you, but they're not winning anything.
Yeah.
And then Roman Abramovich comes on, and go, how much for everything, and buys everything, and no one stops him and changes football forever. And you know, at a time where we can't afford to pay our rent, so it's like, oh, I'm getting bitter now. It's too nice a day for that. What's Mel saying? That more Arsenal 86 on Twitter was hinting at us paying Nico. No.
He's not coming. He's not coming in this window. He will go Barcelona in the summer.
Right. So I don't think he's coming. But I have heard a couple of places, and Mel's just talking about Team News and Ticks, who I think we all respect. He does have inside. He is an in the know. Right, I hate the phrase.
He's a bit hit and miss. This Team News.
Is he? Is he though?
I think so. Yeah.
Well, there is this feeling amongst some of the more reputable parts of if there is any reputable journalism going on anymore, if it isn't just all happening in a pub, but like there is an element that are saying something big is happening tomorrow. So I'm sure something big is happening tomorrow. And I don't think it's Nico Williams. Obviously, I'm sure if it happens, but if it does, we would have to pay a lot of money.
Going for Sesko, you never know. We might go in for Sesko. We might end up paying big money for Sesko.
Oh, look, I love it. I think we've got a City fan in. Probably quite a young one, I would imagine. First time 2 teenagers scored for us on the same match since '86. God, fucking brilliant. Right, let's try and work out who those 2 teenagers were. Tony Adams and Rocastle, I'm saying. Roy Keane is hot. Yep, Celtic. He's Celtic hot. He played for Celtic. That's my tuppence. Well, you won't get that back. Right, Damon's Footy Vlogs.
Pipe down.
What is that little symbol? Damon's Footy Vlogs. Pipe down. You'll always be City's little bottlers. Probably feels like that to you because you had that little moment of being relevant and you can feel it slipping away. It must be an awful feeling. You know, Pep Guardiola, he used to be able to win shit, didn't he? Do you think his time's just come? Do you think you're basically going to go down in history like, God, who's come and gone? Blackburn. You could be just like
do you think Man City are actually finished as a football club?
No, I don't. They've got too much money to be finished as a football club.
Yeah.
I think they're probably... I think what's fascinating to me is that after all of this success, they still can't get the fan base up. People just don't.
Do you think they'll be back next season? Do you think City will be back next season?
No, I don't. No,
really?
I don't. No, I think this is a 2 or 3 year build. I think that you've got to remember, look, what Pep Guardiola does best is orchestrate football at the highest level, and he drills the players over and over again. You're going to need a totally new generation of those players, and it's going to take them.
How many players do you reckon City need to get rid of them? Gundogan's.
Oh well, should we do it? We can go through because looking at their. Let's do it. Let's look at their squad, and I'll tell you because I mean, looking at today's game, keep or not keep. If you know, if I look at the City team. I mean, first of all, they're probably going to need a new keeper, right? I don't think Ortega's a future, and I think he's lost. I don't think he rates Edison anymore. So that's one position they're going to need to change. Then there's so looking at it in terms of
on the comeback, he's finished.
So I mean, looking at Victor, so I mean, Jemai Simpson-Poussey, I hear great things about him, but he's not ready now. So maybe Rico Lewis is a great player. So you've got two to build around there. Kuzanov, I can't say much about. I've only seen him have that shocking start against Chelsea. John Stones is going to need replacing. Josko Guardiola's brilliant. Nathan Ake and Manuel Akanji, but you need Ruben Diaz back quite quickly. So there's a solid defense there. Possibly not for 4 tournaments. They're going to need a couple more to come through. Foden, obviously, you can build around, but not Rodri. You can build around. Grealish, he doesn't seem to rate. Oscar Bob, I think, is brilliant. Kovacic is dirty now, so probably last another 2. So there's, and then up front it's Marmoush, Doku, and Haaland, and I don't know about Doku or Marmoush. So hit and miss. I think they'll come close next season. But
his mistake was getting rid of Alves.
I don't think it's
him or Mahrez.
Mahrez. They had to let go. Mahrez just was. It was time. It's Bernardo Silva. They begged to stay for the last 3 or 4 years. Fair enough. I can understand it as well. But oh look, here's a brilliant comment. Bottled the league twice in a row to City. That's true. But I don't know why you say bottled. Surely City were just a little bit better. That's not really bottling, is it? If another team's better. I tell you what, though, I think City bottled the game today, and looks like they're going to bottle Europe, and looks like they're going to do absolutely fuck all, and they're going to be about as relevant as Newcastle. So maybe go and maybe actually I do, like, from the behaviour of City fans who can't just for once come in here and go, do you know what, best team won on the day, fair play. But I'm really proud of the team. And they can't do that. They've got to come out and go, by the way, this is not football banter. I should probably let
City fans were chanting before the Emirates. They were chanting saying that you nearly won the league. You nearly won the league.
That makes sense. That's what we'd probably cheer. We'd probably chant something similar. It's just when people come on here and say bought the league twice in a row to City, I don't know if that's funny enough to get a laugh out of anyone. I think if you're going for something, if you're just trying to wind us up by telling us what happened for the last 2 years, no spoilers. I haven't watched that season yet.
I have to admit, City bottled the Premiership before 2003.
Yeah, I mean, I think City have a history. A long, inauspicious history of failure until an oil state bought them. And then, frankly, if it hadn't been City that Mansour bought and it had been Wolverhampton Wanderers, you'd still be playing your football in the 2nd division. So I could take it off City fans. And let's just hope that someone doesn't. Let's just hope Elon Musk's electric cars don't take over sufficiently that oil doesn't have any value anymore and you're basically just selling your bottoms outside the stadium. Let's keep it respectful. Just don't worry about him. He is basically Haaland will not be humble. No, I agree with you. I totally agree with you that Haaland will not be humble. He's just been told by everyone since he was a child, a rich child, that he's special and that he's great. No, I'm not sure that he is quite as special as he thinks he is. I certainly wouldn't want him at Arsenal, but you can't take anything away from Erling Haaland. He is a great striker of football. He does score lots of goals. Even scored one today with only 9 touches, which is kind of football that City play, isn't it? When one of their players just doesn't touch the ball. It's a bit boring. Anyway, since you said you're a Bayern fan, can you tell us more about Tell for the uneducated? I can't tell you a great deal about him. He hasn't played much. He's 19. I honestly, Vincent Kompany. Look, I can tell you a lot about Vincent Kompany. I'm just not feeling him. I'm really sorry. I just don't get it. Like how you can have Vincent Kompany. We were 4-1 up against Kiel yesterday, and the game finished 4-3. And to give you some context, when Kiel scored to make it 4-1, that's the first time they'd ever scored at the Allianz. And then they went and scored 2 in extra time. It's a bit of a problem. Yeah, all right. So the best I can say about him is that he's strong, direct. He's a striker, but not really. He plays off the left. He does it. I mean, he does it. I didn't never saw him play at Stade Rennais, but he plays off the left for. But I mean, he's played no games. He's scored no goals. I mean, it is a little bit. We'd be buying him on the strength of his potential. And I must confess that a loan, I think, suits everyone. If we can just loan him, we bring him in. It's another. If it doesn't, he's not going to. I don't think he wants to stay in. It might be like when. I tell you what it's like when Xavi Simons went back to Paris Saint-Germain and then immediately got loaned to Leipzig, and now he's completed a permanent move to Leipzig. I was really surprised because I thought he decided to leave Paris Saint-Germain. So sometimes these loans work, like they go, like Odegaard comes to us from Real Madrid. Maybe Matthias Tell could come and have a real impact, but his game, he's not match fit. And I haven't seen that much of him this season. I think he's played 6 games, maybe 7 games. But nothing about him would say £60 million player to me right now, except that I think his attitude's good. I don't know. MLS and Ethan of the future Arsenal. Haaland. Haaland will not be. I've already read that. Sorry, I've given you too much credit, Damon. Because you do say you have these like sound bites of boredom, don't you? Surely you could be playing with marbles on a motorway or something. Hawkwind here. Jeez, massive respect. Yes, I call him respect. Marino looks a pointless signing at the moment. He does a bit. I can't lie, he does a bit. I mean, yeah, he does. But then he's older. Maybe they always knew this was going to be the way it goes. Hawkwind, Rosie sends you a flower. When you say Hato's coming, do you mean this summer or next? Centre-back replacement, should Madrid come sniffing for Silly? Oh, no, I think not as a centre-back. But I really think we were really close last summer. So I could definitely see it being...
You think Saliba will stay for another season?
Yeah, I do, yeah. I think, yeah, I do. I think yes, dude, didn't he? He contracted till 2027. Hato has, I mean, the thing is, I've seen so many. There was a Joel Hato in conversation with Jurrien Timber where he was talking about him in an interview, and he was really open. He goes, "That's the dream move. Everyone wants to play for Arsenal. I hope I can follow in his footsteps one day." He's really determined to come to Arsenal, but I think he felt that with the side as it is, and don't forget, guys, Ben White is still out. You know, like we have a Ben White to come back into this defense. So
Ben White should be back this month.
He should have been back for there was talk about him being ready for the game today.
But he's not back yet. Maybe he'll be back Wednesday against Newcastle.
We're not going to talk about a Newcastle game just yet, but I am.
As Dan's right, because Ben White was penciled in for the 2nd of the 2nd. That's coming back.
Yeah. So
unless he suffered a setback, we don't know.
Or maybe I just thought it was too soon. Maybe just chucking him into this game's too soon. I don't know if he's training or not. Let us know in the comments if anyone knows. Rosie's put happy birthday Adam's arms. Lemsips all round. Rosie's buying the Lemsips. Lemsips and cognac. It's called the sock. And it's served with an umbrella in it. I think it was Ainsley Maitland-Niles' attitude problem came because his mum that wanted him to play midfield, not fullback. Imagine that. Can't blame your mum for everything. Or you can, or you almost can, but you shouldn't. Yay! Cakes out, whatever that means, unless that's some sort of ghettos, unless that's a gang symbols or something you're throwing up there. I don't know. Cake. You're in the if you've unwittingly entered us into a postcode war, I don't know about. AMM was a great penalty take for Arsenal. Yeah, I mean, since you said that, it's kind of rung a bell, but I don't really remember. I'm just guessing. My opinion is that I reckon we will sign Tell on loan and Nico Williams. No, not Nico Williams.
Nico Williams will not come in this window.
I just don't want him. I don't want him to come. Damon's footy vlogs. We will be back next season. Is that? I think
that's true. In the Championship when you're relegated for all being dodgy.
I've as much as I've found City fans to be really quite difficult. I don't want to see them relegated because of financial fair play. But, that's a different conversation. I'm sure we could all have a different opinion on that. The only problem is Rodri missing. He was the motivation in the dressing room. It says quite a lot about a team. Listen, can I just say, Damon, that's fair. Rodri is Ballon d'Or winning and he's impossible to replace. When we had to travel to the Etihad, not last season, but the season before, we were missing Saliba, all of the City fans, just one player out and you're complaining. It's like, well, that's quite a key player. We were playing Rob Holding instead of him. You're not playing anyone equivalent to Rob Holding. You're playing Kovacic, Bernardo Silva. You've gone and spent 150 million, a good chunk of it on Omar Marmoush. If all of this collapse, and it has been a collapse of Man City. I mean, some of your performances this season have been absolutely terrible. 3-0 up against Feyenoord, 3-0. Losing at home to Spurs 4-0. Have a think about that. All because Rodri's out. That's harsh, man. There's more wrong with the club than you could possibly imagine because he isn't going to be back soon. We all know that. Although he is in your European squad. I didn't know Haaland scored the equaliser. Makes Miles Lewis-Selly's celebration more exciting. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. If that's possible. It is, and it does. You're absolutely right. It makes it so good. Congrats, Arsenal. Bayzid Khan, lovely to see you. To see you, lovely. Thank you so much. Congrats, Arsenal. Who do you support? Let us know. Babushka, yeah. I love it. Every time I say it now, or every time I hear Mamouche, I always think that. I've still got a fiver on City's relegation. Yes, you have. And I hate to be the one that doesn't want to see you win it. I don't want City relegated. I'm a massive fan of Pep Guardiola. I think he should have left. At least so that he didn't divorce his missus, right? At least for that reason. Bayzid Khan, welcome. You sound like Piers Morgan. Thank you, son. Get rid of him. But says a nice thing.
Whenever Hawkwind comes on, I always expect to have this sort of very high tempo guitar single coming up with it.
I feel like I might have to do that.
Yeah.
I think I might get on the case. I think for the next time he's on, I'll have something prepared. Hawkwind, that's not a promise. Who does Bayzid support? The person wearing the cap. Yeah, all right, Bayzid, get rid of him. Sound Piers Morgan, my fucking arse. That's Dan Bayzid. Piers Morgan is Rosie, there are no. I know this is not the biggest channel on the interweb, right? But there are no channels anywhere that do live streams that have a better moderator. You are peerless and perfect. Thank you. That's a different topic. I was just saying Dan and Piers Morgan sound similar. No, they don't. Babushka, yeah. How could you even say that? How could you even say that? Piers Morgan is without question the most irritating Arsenal fan. And I'm including Osama bin Laden in that, by the way. I might be wrong, but I think when Hawkwind says geez, I always take it as geez, like a guy. Geez. Geez makes much more sense. I hope it is. Hawkwind, you can straighten this out for us. Yes, because now we know. Thanks. See what I mean? This is moderating at its finest, no? Geez, better. Is Luca asleep? No, but Luca, be honest, you're feeling it a bit, aren't you now?
A little bit, yeah.
Can I say I am as well? Zanzi, we're doing this all over again tomorrow. You're going to be here with us, aren't you?
And Tuesday.
And Tuesday, yeah. And then Thursday. Dan, for the thumbnail, do I just put potential Arsenal players or other Premier League players too? I'm not going to tell you what to do. You're much better at this than me. If it was me, I would put Erling Haaland. Erling Haaland to Arsenal. Shock transfer. See if we can get people watching. Clickbait. Anything clickbaity. All right. Luke is falling asleep. Rosier's legendary mod. Absolutely. Dan, Gooners may not like me. I support Chelsea. I know that. Do I know them? Chelsea. I hear the shopping's good round there. Bazid, I hope I'm saying that right.
They've got a load of old people who wear red, don't they?
That's right. Yes, Willian. Willian. Come on, that was funnier than you lot gave me credit for. I'm on fire with this head cold. Bazid, I'm going to guess that you've been a Chelsea fan for less than 20 years because I don't think there are any Chelsea fans who've been fans longer. They're an awful club before the money. I'm here tomorrow. You better be. Everyone in this channel is brilliant. Looking forward to tomorrow. Me too. Absolutely. The Queen of Arsenal is here tomorrow night. Princess. Back again tomorrow. Make sure you subscribe, like, and comment. And if you don't, just be really upset. We've had 2 new subscribers tonight. I haven't seen how many. Listen, it's been an absolute blast. Do it or Melina will find you. Melina, yeah. I hope you get lots of sleep on the plane. I'm hoping that you're in first class. Do it or my butlers will find you. Listen, I hope that you get plenty of rest on the way back. Just don't go into work for the day. Let someone else defend the indefensible. Are you a prosecutor? I can't remember now. You're a prosecutor though, aren't you? So let's just have tomorrow be a day where people get off with things, and then you can.
Yeah, Melina, as I say, have deadline day off, man. You know what I mean? We're all going to be doing streams.
So, Ray, basically, listen, Drogba, Terry, and Lampard, great players. Not sure about human beings, brilliant players. There have been some fantastic. You nicked a good player off us as well. So, yeah, she's off tomorrow. Well, there you go.
Yes, Melina.
That's what we're talking about. Deadline day right here on Dan Gooner channel, the Adams Arm.
We will be there, guys.
I'm changing the name of the channel, by the way, because I'm inspired by Lee. And I was thinking Gooner Tube. I'm just going to let that sink in there. Gooner Tube. All right, I didn't go quite as I wanted it to. We'll keep it as Gooner channel for now. With Gabriel and Odegaard, we had 2 captains on the pitch. Yes. Don't forget Rice. Do you know what? I loved the game tonight. I loved the show tonight. I love everything tonight. Gooniverse. It's been done. Gooniverse has already been done by James Nicholas, isn't it? That is his surname. I know it's a brilliant. No, James B, isn't it? I don't know what his surname is, but it's something Italian. I really like both of the Jameses. Zanzi, thanks for joining me from the start. Luca, thanks for coming on. Always great to see you. To everyone in the chat and comments, particularly Moderator General, great to see you. All of you. Jose back, thank goodness. Nick, Coase, Hawkwind, Ethernet, more great comments from you. Wonderful stuff. Man, I'm going to miss someone out and I don't want to. You've all been wonderful. You've all been brilliant. Mr. Tom 28 celebrating the 7-0. Jay Bless having a great day, I'm quite certain, out there. And Social Joins was on earlier. I am actually going to go through this. If I miss you, it's not because I don't love you. I love you all. Luca talks ball. Good night. Zanzi, good night. The whole Adams Arms is closing down for a bit of shut-eye so we can all be fresh as daisies tomorrow to welcome.
And hopefully tomorrow we see a signing. Hopefully Luca doesn't go ballistic on his stream tomorrow on deadline.
Do you know what? Feel free to, it's all right. I think we'll all be a bit fucking disappointed if we don't sign someone. But if we could clickbait that we're signing Alexander Isak, then we'll get people watching.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to see Luca's link, actually, because I haven't found it yet.
It's there. Luca Talks Ball. How slow are you to not be able to type in Luca Talks Ball?
Rose drops it. Rose, if you're listening.
Loads of times. It's been up twice tonight.
No, I just, I don't know.
Go into, when you go into the tube, type in Luca Talks Ball.
Right? Yeah. It's all one word. That's what I've been doing. I don't know.
That's what my channel is there. Look.
I'm pretty sure if you type it in as, even if you type it in as 3 independent words, you're just not trying very hard. There are not 2 Luca Talks balls.
Well,
I mean, Luca Talks ball apostrophe S, not.
no, it's not even that. It's just Talks ball, isn't it?
I'm a bloody link this. This is, I can't, can I? We had this already, didn't we?
That's my channel there.
Right.
He's got 8,000. Was it 8,100 subscribers or something?
Yes.
8.15 thousand subscribers, mate. 400 and what was it? 429,000 views. Well played, sir. Well played indeed. And to all of you who are wonderful and make these channels possible with your clicks, your likes, your subscribes, and your comments. Very important. Please comment. Until I see you tomorrow, be lucky. Lots of love.
Bye.